The morning sun glistened off the sleek cars parked in neat rows outside a high-end dealership in downtown Chicago. Inside, sales representatives in sharp suits huddled near the front desk, laughing and exchanging stories while waiting for their next wealthy client. It was just another day of selling luxury vehicles to the city's elite, until an unassuming older man walked through the glass doors. His clothes were simple, his shoes slightly scuffed. He had a gentle, weathered face, the kind that spoke of years of hard work rather than privilege. As he approached a silver luxury sedan, a young salesman named Jake intercepted him. "Sir, this might not be the right dealership for you," Jake said, forcing a polite smile. "Our vehicles start at 6 figures. The man chuckled softly. "I understand. I'd still like to take a look." Another salesman, Greg, folded his arms. "Sir, we have high-profile clients coming in today. If you could wait outside." The man tilted his head but said nothing. He turned and left, his eyes scanning the dealership's name one last time before stepping onto the sidewalk. Minutes later, an unmistakable black limousine pulled up. A sharply dressed assistant jumped out and rushed to the older man's side. The sales team inside watched, curiosity flickering across their faces. When the assistant opened the door and bowed slightly, their confusion turned to shock. The man stepped inside the limo, and within moments, the dealership's phone rang. The call was brief, but the manager's face turned pale as he hung up. "That was the owner of our parent company," the manager muttered. "The man we just turned away was Charles Anderson." A hush fell over the showroom. Charles Anderson was a billionaire philanthropist known for his rags-to-riches story. He had built an empire but never lost touch with his humble roots. He had once been a mechanic struggling to make ends meet, someone who had learned the value of respect and kindness the hard way. An hour later, a corporate representative arrived and gathered the entire sales team. Without hesitation, he announced, "Effective immediately, those involved in this morning's incident are no longer employed here." Jake and Greg stood frozen in disbelief. "But it was a misunderstanding," Jake stammered. The representative shook his head. "Mr. Anderson believes that a company should be built on integrity and respect. If you can't treat every person with dignity, you don't belong here." As the dismissed employees walked out in stunned silence, a young intern named Lily, who had watched everything unfold, felt a lump in her throat. She had wanted to intervene earlier, but fear of upsetting her superiors had held her back. That evening, as she replayed the day's events in her mind, her phone buzzed. It was an email from an unknown sender. With shaky hands, she opened it. "Lily, I noticed your kindness today. The way you looked like you wanted to help but hesitated. Everyone deserves a second chance. If you'd like to work for someone who values people over appearances, there's a position for you at one of my foundations. Think it over. Best, Charles Anderson." Tears welled in Lily's eyes. In one day, she had witnessed the power of humility, the consequences of arrogance, and the rewards of kindness. And now, she had a chance to build a career under a man who saw the world not through wealth, but through the lens of humanity. Sometimes, the richest person in the room is the one who needs the least to prove it.